Hey everybody, this is Joel and
Ari.
bienvenidos a nuestro canal en lección número
9.
9. It is lesson number 9 of learning to speak Spanish or Español with Joel and Addie. Anyways, in the last lesson we had completed a thorough review of the first 6 lessons. So we kind of cut that in half. So part A was the first 3 lessons and part B was the last 3 lessons. So we're gonna change things up a little bit here. We're gonna be using some of the rules and the words that we've learned in past lessons, but we're also going to incorporate that into some new lessons or some new words, and we're also going to start talking a little bit in the informal sense. And we're going to start throwing that in, and it's going to be not super formal the way we're going to be teaching the informal right now. Isn't that kind of funny? Not formal to teach the informal, as we will get into that in future lessons, but we're going to start talking a little bit more informally so that you can start hearing it, you can start thinking about it, and when the time comes, we'll dive a little bit deeper. So Adelaide prepared this lesson today, and she thought it'd be kind of a good idea, and I agree, to start talking about things like directions, right? Mm-hmm. Because when you're traveling and one of the reasons for learning a new language, especially when you're traveling somewhere that doesn't speak English, is to learn how to ask questions, to learn how to ask directions. So we're going to focus today's lesson on that, and we're going to start with I ruined it. So directions. How would you say that in Espanol? It's an I-O-N.
Direcciones.
Dirección or direcciones, right? Dame la dirección, which is give me the direction, or because dirección could also be address. Also dirección could be instructions, right? And dirección or directions are direcciones. Excelente. And we did learn the word for, do we learn the word for where in the past lessons?
Yes.
We did. And it is?
Donde.
And then where is?
Donde está.
Donde está. And what is the word for market?
Mercado.
Mercado. So it's a very similar word in Spanish as it is in English, but it's not marcado, it is mercado. Can you think of what marcar means? Marcar is to mark or to dial. Okay, so mercado is market. So where is the market?
¿Dónde estás el mercado? Mercado.
Not mercado, there's not an extra R in there. Mercado. ¿Dónde está el mercado? Okay. And what about the word for coffee?
Coffee.
Let's try again. Café. Okay. And do you remember how to say I can? Puedo. So what about where can I buy coffee?
¿Dónde puedo comprar café?
¿Dónde puedo comprar café? Excelente. And what about the word for store?
Tienda.
A store?
Una tienda.
And why is it una and not un tienda?
Because it's feminine.
It is femenina. What about the word for is there? Is there? No.
Está.
So the word for is there a is I. Spelled H-A-Y, okay? So is there hay? Is there hay? That's how we're going to think of it. Yes, there's hay, but we pronounce it in Espanol, is there is I. H-A-Y, the H is silent, and it's going to be I. And this is a very important word because a lot of times when you come to someone, you say, hay una tienda, hay una cafetería, hay una cervecería, is there a? So how would you say, is there a store nearby?
Hay una tienda cerca.
Hay una tienda cerca, and that's a new word as well. Cerca, which is to be near. Hay una tienda cerca. Hay una cervecería cerca. Hay una lavandería cerca. So these are all the things you could be asking someone. Is there un restaurante? Hay un restaurante cerca? Excelente. What about the word for vegetables?
Vegetable.
Let's try again. It is very easily translatable, but it's not vegetables, it's vegetales.
Yeah.
Vegetales. So think of vegetables, but you're getting rid of the B. Okay, so vegetales. Okay, and what about the word for fruit?
Fruta.
Fruta, or plural would be.
Frutas.
And what about a place that sells fruits?
Una frutaría.
Una frutería. So where's the best place to find fruits and vegetables?
¿Dónde está el mejor?
Place. And this is a new word. I'm checking in on your Spanish, and that's okay. Let's think about it. How about
Lugar.
lugar? In order to buy. For to buy.
Para comprar.
Fruits and vegetables.
Frutas y vegetales.
Vegetales. Excelente. So, ¿dónde está el mejor lugar para comprar frutas y vegetales? And you could also say which is, and this is a new word as well. And how would you say which?
¿Cuál?
¿Cuál? Okay. ¿Cuál es el mejor lugar para comprar frutas y vegetales? Okay. What about the word for hotel?
Hotel.
Hotel. Okay. And what about the word for I am lost?
Estoy perdido.
I am lost. Perdido. Estoy perdido. I am lost. Estoy perdido. Do you know where the hotel is? Because I am lost and I need to find it.
¿Sabe dónde está el hotel?
Because
Porque
I am lost.
estoy
Perdido.
perdido.
And I need to find it.
Y necesito encontrarlo.
Necesito encontrarlo. And remember the word to find, to encounter is encontrar. Okay? And remember how we use the word lo in there to find it. Encontrarlo. So, sabes, and this is, how is that, formal or informal?
Informal.
Okay. Usted sabe formal, tú sabes informal. Okay? Yo sé, and this is an irregular verb, is yo sé, usted sabe, y tú sabes. Okay? ¿Sabes dónde está el hotel? Estoy perdido y necesito encontrarlo. Okay? Excelente. What about bank? How would you say bank?
Banco.
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 Banco. Where's the bank?
¿Dónde está el banco?
And is there a bank nearby?
Es un banco.
No. What about the hay?
Oh, hay un banco cerca.
Hay un banco cerca? Where can I find it?
¿Dónde puedo encontrarlo?
¿Dónde puedo encontrarlo? How would you say ATM in Spanish? Like a bank machine?
Automatic.
Think of cashier. Cajero.
Cajero automático.
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 So it's one of those English words again, automatic. And how do we make that Espanol? What do we put on the end?
An accent.
No. And what do we put on the end? A vowel?
Oh, yeah.
What vowel?
Oh.
Yeah. Automático. English, automatic. Español, automático. Okay? Cajero automático is an ATM. So where can I find an ATM?
¿Dónde puedo encontrar un
Cajero
cajero automático?
automático. You could also say, where is there? How would you say, where is there?
¿Dónde es?
Where's the hay?
Oh,
Where's the hay?
Hay
Uh-huh.
un
Cajero
cajero automático.
automático. How do you say taxi in Spanish?
Taxi.
And where can I find a taxi?
¿Dónde puedo encontrar un taxi?
Okay, excelente. Do you know how to say left?
Izquierda.
Izquierda. And what about right?
Derecha.
Derecha. And what about straight?
Derecho.
Derecho. Izquierda, derecha, derecho. Okay? Izquierda is feminine. Derecha is feminine. So left and right, let's remember, both are feminine. Both have A's. Okay? They're a pair of A's. Derecha, izquierda, derecha. And straight is derecho.
Yes.
Okay? How would you say turn left?
Girar. Izquierda.
So girar is G-I-R-A-R. Girar is to turn, okay? Girar a la izquierda. So you always have to, so in English you'd say turn left. But in Spanish you'd say turn to the left.
Yeah.
Okay? Turn to the left. Girar a la izquierda. And now what about turn to the right?
Girar a la derecha.
Girar a la derecha. And to go straight would be?
Ir a la derecho.
Here's where it's a little bit different.
Ir derecho.
Ir derecho. Okay, because it's just go, it's not go to the straight. So go to the left, go to the right, go straight.
Yeah.
Okay? Excelente. Well, that is directions, direcciones. Very good work, everybody. And we're going to move on to, I don't know if this is one of your favorite things, definitely not one of mine. I dislike doing it. I only like to go when there's food involved, but that is shopping. Ir de compras, okay? Ir de compras is to go shopping. How do you say can I again?
Puedo.
Okay, and then the verb for to try?
Poder.
No, to try is probar.
Oh, probar.
Probar. P-R-O-B-A-R. Probar. All right, so now we're going to, remember how in the past lessons we had, so how would you say can I try it?
Puedo probar.
It.
Lo.
Puedo probarlo. Like, can I try it, the beer? No. How would you say, can I try the beer? Can I try it? But it's a beer. It's feminine.
Oh, puedo probarla.
Puedo probarla. All right. Can I try it on? Here, remember me and me? So me is myself. So how are we going to string this together in one word? Can I try it on? But think of it, can I try myself it?
Puedo probarlo.
Probármelo.
Probármelo.
Puedo probármelo. Basically, you're saying, can I try it on myself? But it's the way it's strung together is probar, to try, me, which is myself, and it, lo. Probármelo. Okay? Can I try it on? Where is the change room?
¿Dónde está?
And it is in the change room, just like how we say, it's one of those verbs that you can add something to it that makes it what it is, okay? It comes from probar. Let's just try, and I'll give you the answer in a second.
Probar.
So probador.
Probador.
Probador. So probador is the change room. So where is the change room?
¿Dónde está el probador?
Probador.
Probador.
¿Dónde está el probador? And it comes from the verb probar. And Spanish has so many words like that where you have the verb and then when you add the so in this case we took off the R and we put on the DOR and that makes to change a change room or a place where you're changing. El probador. Do you remember how to say open?
Abierto.
And until?
Hasta.
Hasta. H-A-S-T-A with the H silent. Until what time are you open?
¿Hasta qué hora
Mm-hmm.
está
No,
abierto?
abierto. Abierto comes from the word abrir, or the verb abrir, which is to be open, but something that is open is abierto. Okay? ¿Hasta qué hora está abierto? Until what time are you open? And what about cost? How do you say cost?
Precio.
El precio, yeah. And what about the cost? From the verb costar. Or sorry, from the word
Cuesta.
costar. Sí, cuesta. Okay.
Cuesta.
So how would you say what is the price or how much does it cost?
¿Cuánto cuesta?
¿Cuánto cuesta? ¿Cuánto cuesta? How much does this cost?
¿Cuánto cuesta esta?
Sí, ¿cuánto cuesta esta? What about if it was a masculine thing?
¿Cuánto cuesta esto?
Sí, excelente. And what about price? So we said cost, now what about price? You had it earlier. Precio. And what about the best again?
Mejor.
Mejor. Is this the best price?
Es el precio mejor.
Sí, es el precio mejor o es el mejor precio. You can say either or. ¿Es el mejor precio or es el precio mejor? Excelente. And bargaining is regatear. Regatear. Okay? To bargain. R-E, gatear. G-A-T-E-A-R. What is the verb for to pay?
Pagar.
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 Okay. Can I pay?
Puedo pagar.
Okay. What is the word for card?
Tarjeta.
Tarjeta. Okay. Can I pay with a debit or credit card?
Puedo
Pay.
pagar
With a debit or credit card?
con
Un or una
una
card?
tarjeta,
Debit or credit?
débito o crédito.
Crédito. Debit.
Crédito.
So debit is débito. Credit is crédito. ¿Puedo pagar con una tarjeta de débito o crédito? Okay. Do you remember the word for I'm sorry?
Lo siento.
Lo siento. Sorry, we only accept cash.
Lo siento, solo aceptamos
Mm-hmm.
efectivo.
Efectivo. And efectivo is the word for
Cash.
cash. Excelente. Muy bien. Okay. How about yes? We only accept yes, but we only accept debit cards.
Sí, pero solo aceptar débito.
Aceptar o aceptamos.
O aceptamos
Ajá.
débito.
Tarjetas de débito.
Tarjetas de débito.
Sí, solo aceptamos tarjetas de débito. Okay. Or what is the word for both?
Ambas.
Ambas or ambos. In this case, the tarjetas are feminine, right? So How about yes, we accept both?
Sí, aceptamos
Uh-huh.
ambas.
Ambas, sí. Aceptamos ambas is both. And you'll hear the word ambas or ambos quite a bit here in Mexico, and because it refers to both. Okay? Now let's move on to help. To help is
Ayudar.
ayudar. And what about do you need or I need help?
Necesito ayuda.
Ayuda. What about do you need help?
Necesitas
Uh-huh.
ayuda.
Ayuda. Sí. So, necesita ayuda or necesitas ayuda. Necesitas ayuda is informal. Necesita ayuda is formal, right? Do you speak English?
¿Hablas inglés?
Hablas inglés, informal. Habla inglés, formal. Do you know where I can find someone who speaks English?
¿Sabe dónde puedo
Find
encontrar
someone
alguien
that speaks English.
que
Uh-huh.
habla inglés?
Okay, close enough, and I think someone will get it. So, sabes, which is do you know, informal, o sabe, formal, ¿dónde puedo encontrar a alguien, and alguien is someone, que, remember the word que, that, hable inglés. Okay, hable inglés is the proper way to say it, but if you said hable inglés or hablas inglés, they're going to know exactly what you're saying. We're going to get into the conjugation of verbs in future lessons. I don't want to get you wrapped up with that right now, but the proper way to pronounce it would be hable in this case. Okay? But we're going to explain that in a future lesson because we're going to have a whole lesson around those type of conjugations. Okay. Can you help me with this?
¿Me puede
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Ayudar
With this?
con esto?
Sí, me puede, me, puede, you, like, so me, can you, ayudar, to help, con, with, esto. Me puede ayudar con esto, or you could say, puede ayudarme. Puede ayudarme con esto. So you're saying the same thing, you're just putting the me in a different place. Either or works. Me puede ayudar con esto, o puede ayudarme con esto. And that's almost like the way you'd say it in English, so it's okay if you think of it that way. Can you help me? Puede ayudarme, right? Or me, can you help? Me puede ayudar. Either or is perfect Espanol. Okay, this is the last part of lección número 9. And a special shout out to VeloGuide, one of our patrocinadores, which are sponsors. And if you're a cyclist and you're traveling, and not many people are traveling right now, but some people are, if you're traveling, we are in 75, or VeloGuide, and we're a part of that, is in 75 countries around the world. So if you're traveling, they connect you with a bike and a guide and get you out on a ride so you don't have to think about it. Anyways, big shout out to VeloGuide. So let's go into the last section here, and it's interest, jobs, and hobbies. And we are going to introduce the word to like. And how would you say, what do you like to do?
¿Qué gusta?
You have to put something in front of that gusta.
¿Qué te gusta hacer?
¿Qué te gusta hacer? And that would be informal. And then the formal would be ¿qué le gusta hacer? So te gusta is do you like? Le gusta is do you like? Le gusta, formal. Te gusta, informal. Okay? Pastime is pasatiempo. Okay? Think of that. Pasatiempo. Time is tiempo. Pasa is past. Okay? Or to pass. My pastime is mi pasatiempo. Okay? My favorite pastime is
Mi pasatiempo favorita.
Mi pasatiempo favorita o favorito, depending on if your pastime is masculine or feminine. What are your hobbies or your pastimes?
Que
And so this is the new word we introduced today, which are more like which are.
cuáles
Cuáles, yes.
son tus
Uh-huh. Pasatiempos. Exactly. What are your hobbies? And this is how we put ownership of something. Cuáles son, which are, cuáles son, and son is from the verb estar, right? Which are tus pasatiempos. ¿Cuáles son tus pasatiempos? Okay. How do you say free time?
Tiempo libre.
Tiempo libre. What do you do in your free time? What do you do in your free time?
Que
Uh-huh.
hace
Uh-huh.
en tu tiempo libre.
¿Qué haces en tu tiempo libre? Okay. If we were doing the formal, and do you see how we're introducing some things here? So tu tiempo is your time informal. Su tiempo is your time formal. Okay? So ¿qué haces en tu tiempo libre? Or ¿qué hace en su tiempo libre? Either or works, but as you start getting more confortable with español, you'll be speaking more in the informal tense. So we're starting to bring that up. So su and tu, you've seen that now. We're adding that because that shows ownership of something. Just like I see mi cosa favorita, my favorite thing, su cosa favorito, your favorite thing, or tu cosa favorita, your favorite thing, informal. We're going to be circling back to this in the next lesson, so you don't have to get too wrapped up in it. We're going to go more into the twos and the sus, the twos and the sus in the next lesson, but I wanted to start introducing it in this one. Excelente. Almost at the end. How do you say to work?
Trabajar.
To work is trabajar. Okay, and works or works are trabajas. Okay, that comes from trabajar, trabajas. And to say to someone, what is your job, you're saying, en qué trabajas? Okay? And literally, in what do you do? En qué trabajas? Last one, do you like your job? So we're going to have ownership of the job, and we're going to see if you can turn trabajar into something that is a job for someone specifically. How do you say do you like?
¿Te gusta tu trabajar? Trabajar.
Trabajo.
Trabajo.
Sí. ¿Te gusta tu trabajo? Do you like your Spanish lesson?
¿Te gusta tu lección de español?
Sí. ¿Te gusta tu lección, which is your lesson of Spanish? Okay, everybody, muchas gracias otra vez. Muchas gracias a todos. Y if you like what it is that we're doing, please give Adelaide a thumbs up. She is being a trooper today because she's just getting over a cold, and so her energy is a little bit low. You're not aburrida, are you?
No.
What is aburrida?
Bored.
She is not bored. She's just fading a little bit, and she doesn't drink coffee, so I couldn't perk her up with that. But she got through the lección número 9, and if you like what it is that Adelaide and I are doing, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, toggle that notification bell, because then you'll be notified of when we're putting out additional lessons plus Taco Tuesday. And still, every Saturday we are giving away what, Adelaide?
A free vacation.
Yeah, a free week stay here in Bucerias, Mexico. And on that note, nos vemos, hasta luego, and
Adiós.
adios, 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 adios.